After testing heated coats a while back, there were a lot of requests to test heated gloves, so let's get the testing underway and see which brand is the best. In the first test, we'll see which gloves add the most heat to cold hands. Then we'll see which gloves hold heat the best inside of a freezer set to minus 30 degrees. We'll see which gloves offer the best grip and are the most comfortable. At a price of $50, the least expensive heated gloves we'll be testing is made by Sabot Heat. All the gloves we'll be testing have rechargeable batteries. Includes 4 temperature settings ranging from 113 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. The pocket that holds the battery is on the inner palm side of the glove. The battery does not have a battery charge indicator. Includes 2 3,000 mAh lithium polymer batteries. They claim to provide heat for up to 6 hours. To power on the gloves, you press down the power button for about 3 seconds. To change heat settings, you just press the button once. To power down the gloves, hold the power button down for about 2 seconds. It can be very difficult to make use of hands when wearing bloated or puffy gloves. Using my hand as a baseline, 2.75 inches. And the Sabot Heat adds over 1.25 inches to my hand at 4.08 inches. With the batteries, the Sabot Heat gloves weigh 444 grams. If your hands are cold, it can be really helpful to have gloves that can quickly warm up the hands. So let's see which heated glove heats up aluminum cubes the fastest. A rubber band is holding 2 aluminum cubes together tightly, and I'll place the temperature probe between the 2 pieces of aluminum. The Sabot Heat started out at 9.1 degrees. At around 5 minutes, the fingers are very close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, but the back of the hand doesn't appear nearly as warm. After 10 minutes, the aluminum cube is at 29.7 degrees, or that's a 20.6 degree increase on the highest heat setting. At a price of $54 is this Lyshion brand. Includes 2 4,000 mAh batteries. The Lyshion does include a battery life indicator. It claims to have 3M thin insulation. The battery is stored in the pouch just above the backside of the hand. Waterproof gloves with touchscreen capability. With the battery, 420 grams for the Lyshion. The Lyshion is even puffier than the Sabot Heat at 4.38 inches. And the Lyshion started out at 7.9 degrees. And the fingers are only around 70 degrees on the highest heat setting, and not much heat is going to the back of the hand. And the Lyshion finished at 22.8 degrees and only experienced a 14.9 degree increase in temperature to move into second place behind the Sabot Heat. At a price of $60 is this Hompress brand. The palms of the gloves are covered with genuine goat leather. The pocket that holds the battery is on the inner palm side of the glove. Includes 2 3,000 mAh batteries. There's no battery level indicator on the battery. The gloves are supposed to be touchscreen capable. For heat levels that range from 113 to 141 degrees Fahrenheit. 448 grams for the Hompress. And the Hompress is about the same as the Sabot Heat at just about 4.1 inches. Starting off at 7 degrees Fahrenheit, the Hompress fingers are around 110 degrees at 5 minutes. And the Hompress finishes up at 42.8 degrees and moves into the lead with a 35.8 degree increase. At a price of $61 is this MRAWARM brand. Just like the other gloves, it's supposed to be waterproof and touchscreen capable. Includes a waterproof and windproof layer. The MRAWARM includes 2 5,000 mAh batteries. They claim to offer 3 to 6 hours of heat. On high temperature, which is the red light, it's 150 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. The batteries have a battery level indicator. The battery is stored in the pouch just above the backside of the hand. It takes 6 to 8 hours to charge the batteries. And the MRAWARM gloves weigh 430 grams. And MRAWARM is pretty puffy at 4.34 inches. MRAWARM started out at 6.1 degrees, and the fingers are around 95 degrees Fahrenheit after 5 minutes. And MRAWARM finished at 29.1 for a total temperature gain of 23 degrees to move into second place behind the Hompress gloves. At a price of $80 is this Krosa brand. The manufacturer claims it can heat up to 167 degrees Fahrenheit in only 1 minute. We're going to test that. Offers up to 8 hours of runtime and a 4-hour fast charge. The battery is stored in the pouch just above the backside of the hand. Includes 2 3,000 mAh batteries. Includes 3 heat levels, 107, 149, and 167 degrees Fahrenheit. The battery pack does not include a battery level indicator. 430 grams for the Krosa. The Krosa is not quite as puffy as MRAWARM at 4.24 inches. And the Krosa started out at 6.6 degrees. After 5 minutes, the fingers are very warm at 138, but the back of the hand is pretty cool. At 10 minutes, 21.4 degrees for a 14.8 degree increase, which is about the same as the Lyshion. Also at a price of $80, the same price as the Krosa, is this Unigear brand. The Unigear has 3M thin insulation. The outer surface of the gloves is made of goatskin leather. Includes 2 2,200 mAh batteries. The battery is stored in the pouch on the palm side of the glove. The batteries do not have a charge level indicator. The low temperature is set at 95 degrees Fahrenheit, medium 113, and high 140 degrees. 440 grams for the Unigear. And the Unigear is the puffiest yet at almost 4.5 inches, starting out at 5.5 degrees. After 5 minutes, the fingers are around 94 degrees, but the back of the hand is pretty cool, finishing at 27.1 degrees or a 21.6 degree increase. At a price of $85 is this MADETEC brand. Includes 2 3,000 mAh batteries. Includes a battery usage display and touchscreen material. Reaches temperatures up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. The battery is stored in the pouch just above the back side of the hand. The controller on the glove includes a battery life indicator. Includes 3 different heat settings up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And the MADETEC gloves are the heaviest yet at 482 grams. And the MADETEC is pretty puffy at 4.4 inches. And the MADETEC started out at 3.4 degrees. And the fingers are around 95 degrees, but there's a very clear cold spot where the aluminum cubes are located. 25 degrees at 10 minutes is a 21.6 degree increase, the same as the Unigear. At a price of $120 is this Ororo brand. Includes a water-resistant shell, a soft fleece lining, and a touchscreen-compatible fingertip. Up to 7 hours of heat. The control pad on the glove includes a battery life indicator. The battery is stored in a pouch on the palm side of the glove. The battery is rated for 1800 milliamp hours. The Ororo gloves are the lightest yet at only 394 grams. And the Ororo is the same as the MADETEC at 4.4 inches. The Ororo started out at 2.8 degrees. After 5 minutes, the fingers are in the low 70s and the back of the hand is in the low 50s. 24.1 degrees at 10 minutes is a 21.3 degree increase. At a price of $140 is this Save Your Heat brand. The gloves are made of 40% lambskin and 60% polyester. The internal part is made of soft pearl insulation. Includes 2 2,200 milliamp hour rechargeable batteries. The control pad on the glove includes a battery life indicator. The battery pouch is on the palm side of the glove. 398 grams for the Save Your Heat. The Save Your Heat is at 4.28 inches and is starting out at negative 1.1 degrees. After 5 minutes, the fingers are in the low 70s, but the back of the hand is just above 50. 20.7 degrees at 10 minutes is a 21.8 degree increase, which is about the same as the Unigear and the MADETEC. At a price of $150 is this Action Heat brand. Heats up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Includes 3M insulate insulation. The batteries include a battery life indicator. Powered by 2 3,000 milliamp hour batteries. Includes 3 different heat settings. And the Action Heat gloves are very light at only 366 grams. And the Action Heat gloves are the puffiest yet at 4.5 inches. And the Action Heat started out at a crisp minus 0.8 degrees. After 5 minutes, the fingers are in the high 90s, but there's a cold spot in the back of the hand area. 17.4 degrees at 10 minutes is only an increase of 18.2 degrees. Not to be confused with Milwaukee tools, the most expensive brand we'll be testing at $170 is made by Milwaukee Leather. The battery is stored in a pouch on the palm side of the glove. The batteries are 2,500 milliamp hours. The gloves are designed to be used with touchscreen. Includes 3 heat settings. The batteries do not have a battery level indicator. 404 grams for the Milwaukee Leather. And the Milwaukee Leather is less puffy than most of the other gloves at 4.15 inches. Starting out at 4.3 degrees, the fingers are around 115 degrees after 5 minutes. At 10 minutes, 31.3 degrees for a temperature increase of 27 degrees to move into second place behind the Hompress gloves. Serving as the control at a price of $22 is this Ceapro brand. The Ceapro gloves are not heated, they're just regular gloves. They're supposed to be designed for weather down to minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And the Ceapro only weighs 140 grams. And the Ceapro is almost as puffy as the Unigear at 4.48 inches. Without a heat source, the metal cube is starting out at 3 degrees. After 5 minutes, the back of the hand is in the low 40s and the fingers are in the 50s. And the metal is warming up to 13.8 degrees after 10 minutes for a temperature increase of 10.8. So all the heated gloves have performed better than the control. Some of these heated gloves are very large and bulky, but what about glove liners, which are a lot more compact? The first brand we'll be testing costs $95 and is made by RoyalRose. The outer layer of the liner is supposed to be wind and waterproof. The glove liner is supposed to be touchscreen, wear-resistant, and non-slip. 2,500 milliamp hour battery. Includes 3 levels of temperature adjustment. The RoyalRose glove liners weigh 352 grams. And the glove liners are a lot less puffy with the RoyalRose at 3.84 inches. And the RoyalRose started out at minus 0.2 degrees. And the fingers are in the mid-90s and there's a cold spot in the back of the hand area. At 10 minutes, 23.5 degrees for a 23.7 degree increase, which is better than most of the gloves. At a price of $99 is this MATKAO brand. 93% polyester, 5% spandex, up to 7 hours of battery life. Includes 2,200 milliamp hour batteries. The battery is stored in a pouch on the palm side of the glove. 3 levels of temperature adjustment as well as a power alert. The control pad on the gloves also includes a battery life indicator. 4 bars for fully charged. The MATKAO liners are very light at 314 grams. And the MATKAO started out at 6.3 degrees. After 5 minutes, the fingers are in the 120s, but there's not much heat pouring into the back of the hand area. 29.7 degrees at 10 minutes is a 23.4 degree temperature increase. At a price of $110 is this Snow Deer brand. 98% polyester and 8% elastane. They're very thin and can be used as driving gloves. Includes 2 2,200 milliamp hour batteries. The batteries fit in a pouch on the palm side of the glove. Includes 3 different power settings. The heating elements cover the entire back side of the hand and all the fingers. Compared to the gloves, the Snow Deer liner is a lot more compact. The Snow Deer is very light at only 276 grams. And the Snow Deer is only at 3.54 inches, and the Snow Deer started out at 6.4 degrees. At 5 minutes, there's plenty of heat pouring into the fingers, but the back of the hand area is pretty cold. 29.7 at 10 minutes is a temperature increase of 23.3 degrees. Also the price of $110, the same price as the Snow Dare, is this Dr. Warm brand. Designed with double layer materials that feature form-fitting, flexible design. The liners are designed to be soft and breathable. The battery fits in a pouch on the palm side of the glove. Includes a 2,200 mAh lithium battery. 3 different heat ranges. All the gloves are made in China. 298 grams for Dr. Warm. Dr. Warm is at 3.68 inches to move into second place behind the Snow Deer. At 5 minutes, the fingers are around 110 degrees. And Dr. Warm finished the test at 25.4 degrees for a 24.4 degree increase, the best of all the glove liners. So after 10 minutes, the Hompress did the best job, adding 35.8 degrees to the metal cube. Milwaukee finished in second place at 27, and the Dr. Warm glove liner 24.4 degrees. All the glove liners are less puffy than the gloves, with the MATKAO coming out on top at 3.5 inches. The Snow Deer finished in a close second at 3.54. Looking at just the glove, the Sabot Heat glove came out on top at 4.08 inches. The Hompress brand finished in second at 4.11. I tested all the gloves for touchscreen capability and they all passed the test. Let's place a bolt inside the index finger in the aluminum cube inside the palm section of the glove. After 5 minutes of preheating in the highest heat setting, we'll place the gloves inside a freezer that's set to minus 30 degrees Celsius or minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. The Sabot Heat will compete against the Ceapro, which is our control and doesn't have a battery. And the battery helped the Sabot Heat get off to a great start at 88.2 degrees for the finger and 84 degrees for the palm. And the finger and palm are just over 72 degrees on the Ceapro. And it didn't take long before the temperature began dropping fast inside the Ceapro. And the 15 minutes is up, and the Sabot Heat did very well with the fingers at 77.4 degrees and the palm area at 97.7. And the Ceapro fingers are very cold at 36.3 degrees and 52.7 for the palm. After 5 minutes of warming up on the highest heat setting, the Lyshion is quite a bit cooler than the Hompress. Inside the freezer, the Lyshion fingers are cooling down quickly, and the Hompress is performing a lot better than the Lyshion and is holding temperature a lot better. After 15 minutes, it's an easy win for the Hompress with the fingers 22 degrees warmer and the palm section of the hand almost 10 degrees warmer than the Lyshion. After 5 minutes of warming up, Mr. Warm has a warmer palm section of the glove and the Krosa has warmer fingers. And the fingers are getting cold quickly in the Mr. Warm gloves. After 15 minutes, the Mr. Warm gloves have cold fingers and a warm palm. The Krosa distributed heat a little more evenly, so the Hompress is still in the lead. After 5 minutes of warming up, the MADETEC is a little bit warmer than the Unigear. And both gloves are performing well holding heat, but the MADETEC is holding a small lead. After 15 minutes, the MADETEC barely edges out the Unigear with an average temperature of almost 82 degrees, and the Unigear has an average of 81. After 5 minutes of warming up, the SabotHeat has a huge advantage over the Ororo for both finger and hand warmth. After 15 minutes in the freezer, the SabotHeat held on to the lead, especially in the finger area of the gloves. And the Ororo fingers are pretty cool at 63 degrees. And the Action Heat is starting off with a small advantage over the Milwaukee Leather. And both the Action Heat and the Milwaukee Leather are struggling to keep the fingers warm. After 15 minutes, the fingers on both gloves cooled off quite a bit, and the hand area is also pretty cool at 75. So let's see how the glove liners compare to the heated gloves. And the RoyalRose is advertised as a liner, but it has a lot more material than the other liners. And the MATKAO is losing temperature pretty quickly throughout the test. And after 15 minutes, it's an easy win for the RoyalRose with the fingers and palm around 10 degrees warmer. After 5 minutes of warming up, it's a pretty even matchup between Dr. Warm and the Snow Deer. And both glove liners are really struggling to keep the fingers warm, but Dr. Warm is doing a great job with the middle part of the hand. And Dr. Warm beat the Snow Deer, but the fingers are pretty cold for both liners. If it's all about keeping the fingers warm, the Hompress came out on top at 79.2 degrees, but the MADETEC finished in a close second at 78.1. Sabot Heat and SabotHeat tied for third at 77.4 degrees Fahrenheit. For the middle part of the hand, the Sabot Heat came out on top at 97.7 and Mr. Warm 92.36. Taking an average temperature for the fingers and the center part of the hand, the Sabot Heat did the best with an average temperature of 87.55 degrees. MADETEC finished in second at 81.95 and Unigear 80.9. Fortunately, all the battery-powered gloves and liners perform better than the regular gloves. If you're like me, you probably need gloves that can stay warm while on the move. So let's repeat the same test as last time, but this time I'll place the gloves on a separate shelf with a small fan moving air across the glove. This time I'll switch gloves and use the left-hand glove. Just like last time, the Sabot Heat is starting off nice and warm. And the Ceapro is a regular glove without batteries. And the middle part of the Sabot Heat is holding temperature very well, but the fingers are cooling off. And the unheated Ceapro gloves are cooling down very quickly. After 15 minutes of the fan blowing heat on the gloves, the Sabot Heat performed much better than the unheated Ceapro with an average temperature of 87.3 degrees. Just like the last test, the Hompress is a lot warmer than the Lyshion after 5 minutes of warming up. Unfortunately, the Lyshion is really struggling and is losing heat about as fast as the unheated gloves. After 15 minutes, it is an easy win for the Hompress with the fingers at 63.5 and the palm at 86.2. And the Lyshion fingers are pretty cold at 34.9. And Mr. Warm and Krosa are starting off very close to the same as last time. And Mr. Warm's fingers are getting very cold, but the middle part of the hand is staying warm. And the Krosa is really struggling on this test with the center part of the hands dropping down to a very cold 18.3 degrees after 15 minutes. It's definitely a win for Mr. Warm. And the Unigear and the MADETEC look very close to the same as last time after 5 minutes of preheating. And both gloves are handling air movement fairly well, but they're both losing some temperature. After 15 minutes, the Unigear barely edges out the MADETEC with an average temperature of 66 compared to 64 for the MADETEC. After 5 minutes of preheating, the gloves are performing the same as last time with the Savior Heat with much warmer fingers. And the Ororo fingers are cooling off very quickly. And the Savior Heat is doing a much better job of holding heat. Once again, it's an easy win for the Savior Heat with an average temperature of 77 degrees compared to 55 for the Ororo. And it's action heat going up against the Milwaukee Leather. And it's practically a tie after a 5-minute warm-up. And the Milwaukee Leather is not happy about the air movement with the fingers cooling down very fast. Both gloves are really struggling to hold heat, but it's the action heat for the win with an average temperature of 56 compared to 50 for the Milwaukee Leather. And the glove liners are going to really struggle on this test being exposed to significant air movement. And the RoyalRose and the MATKAO started off pretty evenly just like last time. And both glove liners are losing heat quickly, but the RoyalRose is doing a better job of holding heat. And after 15 minutes, it's RoyalRose for the win, but both fingers and hands are pretty cold for both liners. And it's Dr. Warm competing against the Snow Deer with both liners about the same temperature after 5 minutes. And the Snow Deer fingers are becoming cold very quickly. And it's the middle part of the hand that's losing heat quickly on the Snow Deer. And after 15 minutes, both glove liners are very cold, but the Dr. Warm has a small advantage over the Snow Deer with an average temperature of 41.8 compared to 38.5 for the Snow Deer. After 15 minutes, the least expensive brand, the Sabot Heat, has the warmest fingers at 82 degrees. Savior Heat finished in second at 79.2 and Hompress 63.5. For the middle part of the hand, the Sabot Heat once again did the best at 92.7. The Hompress gloves finished in second at 86.2 and Mr. Warm and Savior Heat tied for third at 75.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Taking an average for the fingers in the middle part of the hand, the least expensive gloves, the Sabot Heat, did the best at just over 87 degrees. Savior Heat finished in second at 77.4 and Hompress finished in third at 74.8 degrees. Some of the glove materials offer a lot better grip than others, so I put together this next tester to measure grip. The assembly moves up and down freely and on top of the scale. And the gloves will be gripping a smooth piece of clean flat iron. I'll place a clamp over the index finger and thumb of each glove. I repeated this test for all the gloves and glove liners. And the Action Heat offers the most grip at 16.4. However, the Lyshion and Milwaukee Leather also perform very well at over 15. In the final test, let's see how long the gloves will last on a fully charged battery and on the highest heat setting. And Dr. Warm, Mr. Warm, and Milwaukee Leather are out of juice first at only 104 minutes. And Action Heat is the second to go at 108. And the MATKAO glove liner is finished at 126 minutes or just over 2 hours. And the Snow Deer and Savior Heat are finished at 139 minutes. And the last of the glove liners, the RoyalRose, is out of juice at 140. And the Unigear is finished at 142. The MADETEC gave up at 163. And it's 169 minutes for the Ororo. And the Krosa struggled to make heat, which helped it on this test at 196 minutes. And the Lyshion struggled to make heat and is finished at 196 minutes. And the Hompress is finished at 238 minutes. And the least expensive glove wins this event at 243 minutes. Very impressive. And the Lyshion really struggled during the testing, so let's take a look inside. And the finger is very puffy with lots of insulation and a heating element. A squirrel or a bird would absolutely love building a nest with all this stuffing. The heating element does cover the back of the hand and the fingers. Compared to the Lyshion, the Hompress performed a lot better. And the Hompress uses a much different heating element design. Both gloves look a lot alike on the outside, but the insides are quite a bit different. As it turns out, the least expensive glove, the Sabot Heat, costing $50, outperformed the more expensive gloves that cost over $150. I really like it when it turns out that way. And that's one of the reasons I really enjoy doing these reviews and one of the reasons I never accept sponsorships. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel. All the videos in this channel are viewer suggested, so if you have a video idea, I hope you'll take time to leave a comment. Thanks so much for watching. Please take care and look forward to next time.